This second section of this podcast, we wanted to cover a few things in regards to your mindset. Obviously, in being the best player you can, maybe hopefully one day being pro. And the first area here we want to talk about is obviously warm-ups and preparation before the game. Maybe Nick will talk about a bit after the game too, after your injury history. But I'll focus a bit more on about before the game. And I think the biggest one here is that how many players, maybe you're one of these players, that you're in your teenage years, that go warm-ups not important. And we see that all the time, right? You go, I can just run out there and start playing. But it's not really that you got through that game, without getting injured and, who cares about warming up? It's preparing yourself for when you are professional, maybe hopefully you're still playing in your, 30s, okay, that you have that preparation, the care for your body to work it as at 100% in these sort of extreme circumstances, throwing out there against other players and trying to win a game of basketball. And it's one that I think is, we teach it as coaches, hopefully, most coaches do this, but it's one that's so hard to get players to buy into sometimes because it's just not that glamorous. And sometimes in a game on a weekend or on a Friday night, sometimes there's not much time as well for these sort of areas. And this is where a player's own preparation before a game. Okay, things like, getting that roller out or doing some stretches, whether that's static or dynamic or whatever works for you. I'm not going to go and pitch you the best ways to warm up, but the point here is that putting in some time to warm up so you are ready to go physically and mentally in a game. Because what happens when you're warming up for a game, we should be at least, is thinking about the game. Think about what you want to do in that game. Thinking about the sort of plays that you're going to make in the game that will hopefully help your team get that result that you want. Okay, if you're obviously walking into the game and the last thought you've been thinking about is that game you were playing on the PS4, 30 minutes ago, you're probably not in the right mindset. Okay, and that warm-up opportunity, that warm-up time, okay, really helps you to put not only your body into getting ready to start to be as, go to work, but also gets your mind ready to start to focus on what you're trying to do in the next 40 minutes or so.
I've got to do in case there's a young person watching, PS5 is the current generation. All right, let's keep it current.
PS5
for our listeners. But you're totally right about the warm-up stuff. So look, the hardest part is when I was younger, you can run around, roll out of bed, do it all again, roll out of bed again, and keep doing it. And you could even have a late night and eat McDonald's all day and still roll out of bed and probably be okay. This is habit building for the future, right? The reason why players like LeBron James are so special is because he's going into year 20 still being an elite level, and everyone can chalk it up to, well, he's a freak. He's a freak of nature. Athletically, it's crazy, or he's just really talented. Yeah, all right, maybe he is an anomaly. But then there are other players in the NBA that have long careers that aren't on his level. JJ Redick, very popular podcaster, and now he's doing some ESPN stuff. He had a 15-year career, and a lot of people wouldn't know about it. Right? There's actually a lot of guys in the NBA that get to 10, 15 years, and they're not LeBron James stature, but they get there because they take sustained level of care of their bodies. Now, when we're talking about warm-ups and preparation, there's the mental aspect, as you alluded to, where you're staying focused on the game, you're staying in tune with things, and then there's warming up your body. We're probably going to cover a little bit more of that in the lifestyle section as well, so I won't double up unnecessarily.